Are you having a problem winning them 1v1s, whether it's against another attack type, or it's against a defense type, or even a support type? Are you having problems where people below your level are beating you down, or people above beating you down? Well, as per request by one of my subscribers, I'm going to give you a few builds that you guys can take a look at and use. Some of it's going to be DLC. I'm going to have a build that's not DLC. So here we go. What's going on, all my fellow Shinobi Strikers? Chalk here, and today I'm going to give you some of the best attack builds in the game. Now, these aren't by any means a surprise. A lot of people are using these. These aren't like it's a hidden gem, but I'm going to try to come up with a build or two for people who do not have the DLCs, who don't plan on buying the DLCs, and so let's just get it going. So, we're obviously not going to use this build here because dynamic entry is a DLC item, but we can go to this build. And so what you're going to want to do is make sure you have unlocked and have tried to master as many of the VR mentors as you can. Both these abilities that I'm using, Leaf Rising Wind and Leaf Flash, are both something that you learn from Lee. So now you can see here, Rising Wind has a 14-second cooldown. Leaf Flash has 11-second cooldown. I like to use these. You might want to use Leaf Rising Wind to start the combo, but I like to use them at any point in the combo, whether I'm comboing and they've substituted out, and now I know that now that their substitution has been used, now I know that they can't really run, and depending on the opponent I'm going against, if they're running away or if they're trying to close it in, now all of a sudden something like Rising Wind or Leaf Flash comes in. They break guard, which is good. If you don't have a whole bunch of abilities for a capture the flag build, you can kind of make a cheeky capture the flag build, although it won't be the greatest, but you still have that option. As for the substitution I use, this is from Conan, which is the paper clone. You can use any substitution in the game. I like the fact that using this, if they break your sub, it seals the enemy's ninjutsu. I love that. Now all of a sudden I've taken away their sub and I'm taking away their abilities, and now I have a little bit more of an advantage. I also use the paralysis kunai, which really should need no explanation. It's right in the name. Paralysis kunai. I also use Asuma's Knuckles. You can get the regular Knuckles, as you can see here. They're C rank. You can just buy them from the shop. They're exactly the same thing. They just don't have the chakra on it, which you can't even see here. So they fundamentally look exactly the same as the other. I like to use those just because I like the comboing, and if you need help on comboing, unfortunately this won't be the video, but there are videos out there, and if enough people are interested, I can make a video on how to extend and infinitely loop your combos, so we can definitely do that. And for an alt, what I would do is, it really depends on your kind of play style and what's happening to you. If you're finding that you're always the aggressor and you're going to be trying to get a bunch of kills, maybe something like Planetary Devastation if you're running with a group of people. If you're not running with a group of people and you're having problems just kind of staying alive, I would use 7 Heavenly Breaths. I know it's like the very first one you get, but it automatically heals you. It also boosts your attack power, and movement speed. So other than having the ability just to one-shot people, it's very similar to the Chroma Link mode. Chroma Link mode does the same thing. It also does heal your teammates, but this is not going to be available to people who don't have the DLC. And if you are maining an attack type and you're going to buy one person, Hokage Naruto is probably the one you'll want to buy. Moving on, for people who do have the DLC, again, this is not like it's hidden information on this one. You can do one of two different things here. You can do Octo Hug with Kurama Twin Impact, which the reason why I like to do the Kurama Twin Impact is it renders them not able to use your substitution. Puts that sucker on, reset. And so now I'm attacking somebody who can't sub, and, that's pretty fantastic. If they break my sub, I'm using Haku's, which freezes them in place, so now they're physically just stuck. It doesn't reset their ninjutsu, so you can use something like that, and you can also use anything else. This is just the ones I prefer to use, but I like Kurama Twin Impact. It breaks things like Subterranean. If you're always running into someone who's running Subterranean and you can't get them out of it, it breaks that. Octo Hugs holds people in place. So if you have a pesky healer running away, if you have a pesky range who's really good at staying away from you and you grab them, if you have a really good team that's comboing with you, there's nothing wrong with that. You're holding them in place. A lot of people don't like these abilities because they're a little bit OP. You can also swap Kurama Twin Impact with Rasen Rampage. That's kind of like an attack type Mitsuki Snake Thrust. You get a nice little combo, you knock them way back. That can be absolutely frustrating to go against. These builds aren't the quote-unquote not cheesy builds. These are just, you want some best builds, you want builds to go in there right away and start doing really good, and you have these available. This is what you're going to want to use. Ultimate, I like Kurama Link mode. Again, you can use whatever you would like, but Kurama Link mode as a team-oriented game, if you're in a team, not the survival mode, not playing in the pit, is fantastic. You heal yourself, heal your team, you get speed boost, you can one-shot people. If you have teammates who have abilities to hold them in place, you can. If not, you can do it yourself with Paralysis Kunai, and you can also do it with Octo Hug. So there's different ways you can get that one-shot ability. Moving on to a cheeky little flag build. Again, this is nothing too crazy. We have the standard teleportation jutsu, as well as Flying Raijin level 1. Of course, you're going to have Minato unlocked. If you don't have Minato unlocked, you might either not run the flag or teleportation, and you can use something like Rising Wind as a cheeky little flag build. You can also use something like Lightning Blade, which also would help. I use the regular substitution jutsu just because of that cooldown. You can also use high speed movement, same thing for that cooldown. And for the ultimate, Lightning Chakra mode, for those who don't have the DLC, it prevents you from flinching on some abilities, so you can, get hit and not drop the flag right away. You can also switch it to 7 Heavenly Breaths, and then the same thing, of course, of Kurama Link mode. The abilities I would avoid using if you're in a combat mode, I would avoid using in combat the Inner Gates formation, because you will kill yourself. And I've been in rounds where a person popped that at the end and used it, and they lost it for their team because they've used it. Also, the Hashirama Jutsu, if you have the DLC, I would avoid using that, only because it sometimes takes a long time for it to charge up. So depending on how good or bad your group is, you may or may not ever see it. Minato's ult has been nerfed, so it's okay. It doesn't do a ton of damage. But those are some things that I would look at. If you like them, use them. Those are some things I would look at actively avoiding if you could. And we'll go ahead and finish this off with one more build for the non-DLC people. So here's a fun little combo you can do. You can do Tornado High, which is one of the few abilities that I found that actually cancels the cast of Majestic Destroyer Flame, so that comes in handy. And people may say it doesn't. I know it's happened to me several times, so it would seem like it's one of the abilities that does. Also, the Sharingan gives you an extra substitution. Whenever you're rocking the Sharingan, now you're looking at, if you're really 1v1 people, if you're really out there by yourself, and you're needing that extra substitution. Along with that, Paper Clone is a good idea, or any other clone. Sand Clone slows them down. You get that through Gaara. Clay Clone blows up on impact, so on and so forth. And again, Planetary Devastation. Some of this comes in handy if you're gonna be base battle in any of them really, because it's a pretty good ult. You can miss when you grab. You can also get knocked out of them. That's the same with any ult just about in the game. Alright guys, as attack types are concerned, that is it for the builds that I will be giving you guys in this video. If you guys want to learn more about combo looping and whatnot, there's some great guides out there to do that. If there's enough interest, I can go ahead and show you how to do that. And also we'll come back with a range, a defense, and heal and support builds, because those are two different things. You can have multiple heal builds and you can have multiple support builds that the abilities don't overlap. Some of them will, and we can go ahead and do all, again, DLC and not DLC. So thanks for everyone for tuning in. Once again, if you guys liked it, hit subscribe, share it to all your friends to get us out there. Let them know that we're here. Have all the new people, because right now in the Xbox with the Game Pass, it's free. So the more people out there, the better it is. And we'll catch you next time.